With the rise of the internet and social media, evangelism has been changing a lot, especially online evangelism. That's what we're talking about today on the Things You Don't Hear in Church podcast. My name is Dari.
And my name is Ethan, and make sure to go check us out online. We're on social media, actually helping where you're watching it to learn about evangelism. We're there. We're on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you get podcasts, Instagram. So go ahead and send us a DM of any questions you want answered or podcast episode ideas that you've been pondering that you maybe want to hear about, and we'll be able to help you out from there. And yeah, we're talking about evangelism. It's never been easier than ever in the world. That's if Dari says it has been easier, but it just reaches wider, right? Reaches wider. And so it's a really exciting time for Christians. And with it being 2026, the year to start doing evangelism. And so we have with us one of our friends, Dani Villanueva, coming at us. He's potentially, he's been on it before. He does a lot of evangelism online and in person. And so we were like, let's have Dani on to talk about evangelism and how you listening right now can engage today as soon as you're done with listening to this, either at work, at school, or playing video games with your friends.
Hi, Dani.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Dani, you got your presentation ready?
Oh, yeah. I got a...
You want to load up your slides?
Yeah, we'll load up your slides.
Load up your slides.
Yeah,
me and Dani used to do online evangelism together back in YWAM a little while ago. We would play Roblox and just go in chat rooms and talk with people. And it was pretty fun. I can't really remember any funny stories though. I feel like we talked with the angel of death once.
Yeah.
Like someone who was dressed as
pretty sure somebody started manifesting on us at one point.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean they just got mad, or does that mean you think there actually was a demon?
They were getting angry and their entire voice changed.
Whoa.
So it was like
we could start with that story.
Oh, I don't know. It wasn't that crazy, but we were just talking about Jesus. We're just going around asking people about Jesus. Like, hey, what do you think about Christianity? Here, what do you think about Jesus? And then this little high pitched voice girl is running around, and she's like, oh, why are you asking about this? No one's asking for this. You don't need to. No one cares. Leave. No one wants you. And then starts getting really angry with us. And so we you don't need to be here. If you don't want to listen, you don't have to listen. You can walk. You can walk the other way. You can just mute us. You literally can just mute us. And she's just yelling at us the whole time. And we started talking to this other guy, and he's we're having a conversation with him, and she's trying to interject every minute or so, cussing us out. And then just started getting as she progressed more and more, she was getting more angrier, and her voice went from this high pitch to this really deeper anger. Yeah, that's about it.
Crazy. Well, we had a lot of good conversations with people on there as well.
But anyways, yeah. Yeah, it was great conversations. Yeah.
How long have you
been running? Sorry.
There we go. Dari, you take it away.
I was just say Dani's been running some online Bible studies and doing online evangelism for a little bit, so we just wanted to include him in the episode. I think me and Ethan both have our own ideas about online evangelism and how to talk to people, and we've even seen people get saved through doing online evangelism. So there's, at least I have. So there's a lot of different ways to do it, a lot of different experiences. Making content about it or talking to people directly and indirectly, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we thought Dani would be a fun person to have on and include in this conversation as well.
Yeah, Dani, you've been doing it for a couple of years, right? You had a pretty sizable Discord, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. During and after COVID, everybody really noticed a big desire that Gen Z had to get back into Christianity and just having a relationship with the Lord. And out of that, it was just really easy to find communities online of teenagers and college age students who were looking for that community but couldn't leave their houses. And so it was just these Discord servers and these chat rooms full of these seniors in high school, these juniors in high school, and these freshmen in college who wanted this community and were trying to find it online. And so I was like, let's do it. Like I'm looking for the same thing, and I feel like I have something to offer, and so let's kind of get organized and started running Bible studies and saw tons of fruit come out of that.
Is that Discord still going?
Um, Here and there, not really. Everyone is. I mean, I started when I was like maybe like 19, and
Mm.
I'm 23 now, and so it's been 4-ish years. Um, but I mean, everybody now is, I would say, plugged into a church, like a local church, um, either like running small groups of their own, just moving on, and like they went through college and all this, and so it was just real nice to see just that season and pouring
Hmm.
into like them then, and seeing them go on to like be a part of their church and do bigger things and become, I would say, like in a word, like self-sustaining. I don't know if that's the
Hmm.
best word, but like having their own relationship with the Lord and
Mm.
being
Yeah.
able to walk that out. They're not reliant on like this online community.
Can you explain to people like what Discord is and how you got people to join your Discord and stuff like that?
Yeah. So Discord is kind of like a, think of it as like just these online chat rooms, primarily used for gamers to be having like just chatting during like a game, having just like a shared place to like talk and text and call. And a lot of that can show up as Discord server, like servers that revolve around different topics or themes or things like that. And so there's ones for specific like Call of Duty games. There's ones for games like Roblox, or there's
Hmm.
Christian ones like churches might have a Discord, or youth groups might have a Discord, or even I've heard of like workplaces having like a Discord.
Hmm.
So it's just like a big group chat where people can have like calls and things like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so you just found people to join yours?
Yeah. That again, like out of COVID, you had a lot of these like big, not like big, but like Christian influencers starting to grow a lot. And
Hmm.
like Gen Z was like posting a lot, and they're like talking about Christianity and Jesus and stuff. And so the natural progression, I think, for a lot of Gen Z is, hey, there's a lot of us. Let's just make a Discord server, and you can just invite whoever you want, and they can join. And that's kind of what happened. Like a
Hmm.
couple influencers, quote, like made some. I tagged along, and more people started coming in, and we just started running it from there.
Was this based around any like certain game? Because I know Discord is often around like a game that people play together or gaming.
Mhm. Yeah, for me, I haven't seen that. I haven't been a part of one that was like specifically around a certain game. The ones that I've
Hmm.
always been a part of have always just been like Christian community kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah.
Cool. Has that been like the most effective way you've seen to reach people online? Like, is through these Discord communities, or is there like a different way? What do you think?
I think there's tons of different ways, but I think one of the easiest ways to do it is like joining a Discord or
Hmm.
doing something like that, especially if you want to do it online and be kind of personal with it.
Do you think even
It could be, yeah.
nowadays with COVID being in the past
Mm.
now, people back to work, back to school, you think Discord's still the way to go?
Um, I would say it's definitely one of the ways to go. It's definitely, there's a really big, I would consider it as a mission field, honestly. Um, but I think as we're looking COVID in our rearview mirror, um, I think definitely just reaching out more on whatever you can, right? I think Discord really just opened up just another way to evangelize, another way to seek people and find people. Um, and yeah.
Are there a lot of these rooms on Discord that are like, if you're interested in Christianity, like join these. We have like we can
Mhm.
answer your questions, or is it mostly like Bible studies or
Yeah.
stuff like that? Or do you know?
Yeah, there's tons of those. I'm a part of like I've seen like just Catholic Discords. I'm a part of one that's just full of Orthodox. I'm a part of one that's just Protestants. One that's called like an underground church one that
Hmm.
they like are connected with some in some like closed countries and things like that. It's really like it's just whatever you like you can think of, you'll find it. You really will find it. Um, and so it's really just like an open field. Like just have fun with it.
Wow, cool.
Right on. And how big? So you started that Discord to reach people, help them grow in their discipleship during COVID, prime time, everyone's online. How big did it get? And did it happen pretty quickly? Because then I know we mentioned before in
Yeah.
personal chats that like different moderators are on, different people like step up to help lead it. And like, so what was the
Yeah.
reach of that Discord that you were involved in?
Yeah, I think it got, I mean, the number count I know got up to like the people that were in the server itself, kind of like the people that were, I would say, in the group chat, were like around like 200. But I think whenever we'd run like a Bible study, when I was running them like once a week, we would have a good almost like 15-ish people join.
Cool.
And that was pretty consistent for a couple months, and then it dropped down to like maybe like a little less than 10 here and there. But it was still like 10 people, like having 10 people in your living room, that's a
Right.
pretty full house.
That's a
Very
small
Bible
house,
study.
or that's a small group,
Yeah.
right? That's a
Yeah.
good small group.
And so yeah, it was awesome. It was lots of fun.
Cool. For evangelism online in general, just thinking like more broadly outside of your experience, I guess this is just a question for all of us. For someone who's like wanting to get into online evangelism, there's clearly like an unlimited amount of ways you could do that, right? There's an unlimited amount of games you could play, or sites you could go on, or social medias you could be in, where you could do something like that. But there's obviously like categories that are like means in which we can do this, or we can reach people. So one way would be like having conversations in like chat groups like that, right? Others would be in some kind of like voice or text version on a game. But then there's this kind of category of like content creation, which is kind of a little different, right? Because it's less like you're talking to the individual like through text or comment section or online, and more of like you're making a lot of content for people, and then they're finding out about Jesus, like not personally necessarily, which is also really interesting. And I feel like that's how I've seen a lot of people like get more exposed to Christianity lately, is not really through like having direct conversations with people, but just finding some kind of influencer or some kind of page that they're like, whether it's a meme page or someone who just is a talking head that they like or makes funny videos or something. They find out about Christ that way, where they were previously turned off to it. I have coworkers who are super cool, and my one coworker who's not a Christian, he'll send me like every Christian meme that comes on his page. And I think just because like we talk about God together, his phone like hears it or something, and it like will send him videos to his algorithm.
That's awesome.
And like, no, I'm not kidding. Like once a week, he'll send me just like the most niche Christian meme, like about like deep theological stuff and how it relates to like movies and stuff. And he'll be like, why am I getting this? Like, I'm not kidding, once a week, if not more. And so it could be from that too. So there's a lot of categories there as well. What do you think is like, what are the pros and cons? What are the easiest to get into? What are the most effective that you've seen? Just to all of us.
Yeah, I would imagine it depends on your personality and maybe how comfortable you are with your theology, because it's kind of like different levels. Like if you're like, we make talking head videos, or at least I do, which I too go quite viral on my personal Instagram. I like 2 back-to-back hit 20K views and like 200 comments.
Nice.
And I was like, what? Like I thought I was asking simple questions that no one was going to pay attention to. I was like, I'll be happy if I get like 1,000. And I was like, I asked a question about baptism, and then I like made a comment about like Catholicism inconsistencies, and they kind of went up. And then I made one rebuking people for being mean in the comments, and it didn't get any traction. And I was like, of course. But yeah, I think like talking head videos are the easiest ones to do in a way, because you get to post it and get off. You don't have to worry about like a lot of back and forth unless you want to engage in the comments. You could do a really effective live stream and like have like ask questions about God, or like just do a Bible study on a scripture. I think that might be more intimidating for most people, because it's on the fly. If people ask you hard questions, you might not feel prepared. You might not know what's coming. So there's some questions there. Now, I wonder how cool it would be if people like just posted testimonies. Like, I was reading the Bible this morning in my devotional, and this is what I heard, and this is what I felt like the Lord
You
was
see that a
speaking to
lot.
me.
Yeah.
And it just blows up because it's not like I'm the authority, I'm teaching you. It's more, it feels peer to peer, but it's also not like you have to believe this because like this is what I got. You can't really take away something I got edified by. So I don't know. I think there are probably levels, and depending on like personalities, that makes sense. But yeah, talking head videos are my style.
Yeah.
We've talked about doing more live streams, but haven't gotten around to it yet. But we'd like to do that eventually as well. What do you guys think?
On the like testimony one, there was that testimony format that was going viral over the last year, where it's like that one, I forget what song it is, like the name of the song, but it's that one Christian song, and then it's like pictures or videos of you drinking and like doing crazy stuff, and then like Christ changed you, and it's like your life after Christ and people getting baptized.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Like a lot of people liked those ones. It wasn't cringy. It was cool. And so I saw a lot of people doing that. Just for like the testimony one.
Yeah. Hopping on trends is like something that a lot of you see a lot of. If there's like little dances, sometimes have like little words around them, or like they'll like be pointing at things. And I've seen people take stuff like that. I don't know. I haven't been on TikTok in a long time, so I might be out of date.
Yeah. Yeah. No, me
Danny's
neither.
like, that doesn't happen at all.
Yeah, but I think what is even more powerful, and I think for me is a lot easier, is even going on to like things, not because for me honestly I don't love like, I mean, you guys like follow me on Instagram, like I don't like post like super evangelistic things, but when it comes to like talking to people like on Discord, or even if like I'm like playing a video game and I'm like paired up with like some random people and they have their microphones on, like talking to them about like Jesus or bringing Jesus into conversation, I think is a lot easier for me, because it's like I'm not worried about editing this video and then like putting it together. I'm just having a conversation with somebody, right? And you can follow up with them if that even gets up to that point, right? Or even like answer more questions, or you know what I mean? It's more like curated. It's a lot easier to tend to the person or reach out to the person in the way or where they are, right? I think, at least for me, that's how I
makes sense.
see things.
A lot more personal, probably.
Yeah.
What's cool about online evangelism? Sorry, go ahead, Ethan.
I was just saying, yeah. I was just gonna ponder something and jump in.
Yeah.
What's cool about online evangelism to me is that for the people who struggle with normal evangelism, like what you're talking about right now, the kind that you like to do, Dani, is like you're still talking to someone, you're sharing, you're kind of always ready, like voice, text, whatever it is, to share with someone, not from like a making videos or content perspective, but just like live, right?
Yeah.
Like those, that takes the same kind of confidence that like a normal evangelistic experience kind of takes, except you're not in person. So it's a little safer. You have the anonymity of like, I could just end this call whenever I want. I could leave the game. I could turn off my computer or whatever it is. So it's a little safer, but I've done it. There's still like a barrier at the beginning of like, and I'm talking to someone about Jesus. Like it's kind of something you're jumping into. So for sure, there's still like some nerves involved. But because you can do online evangelism in so many different ways, I think it's kind of cool for a lot of people that are doing evangelism for the first time, because someone who doesn't know like how to talk to someone in real time, like you would do, and we would do, Dani, like when we play Roblox, they could have a conversation with someone in the comment section, the worst way to do evangelism, but at least it's like the easiest for a lot of people. But you could have a conversation with someone in the comment section of a video, and you can tell them your testimony or share something about how the video impacted you or whatever, if they're asking about it, like if you're talking to someone in the comment section. And that's like the very basis of like how you can get into it. And then from there, it's like you can do lives, you can like play games and talk to people specifically to do evangelism, not like just like if you're not a gamer and you're like, like I don't know how I would be in those situations where I could like be on a mic and talk to someone. There's a lot of games that you can go on that just have chat rooms, and you can just go in and talk to people individually about God. Like it's not that hard to do. If like you wanted to intentionally do it, you could easily do it. And so maybe that's like the next step up And then the step after that is making a video, or maybe that's not even a step up, just like on a different plane or spectrum of online evangelism. There's just so many different ways you can do it that if you're not super versed or confident in the normal like skills of evangelism, you can get into it really easily because there's a lot of like low risk, low pressure versions of it.
Yeah, I know TikTok, or not TikTok, X has like those rooms where people go live and they talk, kind of like a Discord, where it's like verbal and people hop in. And I know my brother-in-law told me that he was in one, and somehow the whole conversation, it was like a cryptocurrency one, that somehow someone brought up something about Christianity, and then someone will like actually explain the gospel. And so my brother-in-law messaged a guy, I was like, hey bro, great job, that was awesome, really encouraging to see. And now they're like actual friends.
Yeah.
And so it's like it can connect you. Now, as for, I'm not a gamer, and so one question I'd have is, if you were trying to do gamer evangelism, do you get less respect if you suck at the video game?
100%.
Like if you tried
Probably.
Fortnite and you're like trying to share share the gospel, people like,
It's
I imagine like
miracles
sports.
in the gospel. You have to be good at the game to share the gospel.
Yeah. Like I'd imagine like in sports, right? If I'm trying to share with people who play a certain sport, like if I was going to go play pickup basketball, I suck at basketball. They're not going to listen to anything I say. But when Colby walks on the scene and Colby's balling and then he starts preaching the gospel, everyone listens.
My friend who plays basketball.
Yeah, Colby's our boy. He's been on the podcast before too. And he will just go down to the courts and start hooping and start talking to people about Jesus. And he'd hit the whole everyone like start listening to him. And he'd be like telling people to repent. And so it's like, it seems like you probably need to get some have skill.
Yeah.
If you're gonna try.
In a way you could, for sure. I think like Dari was saying, the barrier to entry is really low compared to like real life evangelism and like going out and saying like going to the mall and like, going up to people and
malls are the hardest.
Yeah.
Everyone tells me no at a mall.
But like you can join games, like for example, I was seeing, the International Missions Board, they for one of their like prayer, like pray for this people or this ministry every day. One of them was this couple in Japan who does like VR chat ministry, where they will go on VR chat with their headsets and preach the gospel. And that's actually how they found each other. Like there was this guy, he preached the gospel and was talking to this girl, and she ended up accepting Christ, and he actually ended up getting married to her, and now they're both doing that.
Whoa.
And so
Floor to convert works.
Yeah, like the barrier to entry is just really low, because like if you're anxious or you're introverted, or if you don't feel super confident like going up to like random strangers on the street and like being like, hey, can I, like, have you heard about Jesus? Like, do you know who Jesus is? Or what do you think about Christianity? Or do you go to church? It's a lot less intimidating when you're going up to like a SpongeBob character and asking them, or like a stick figure and asking them, or like a Call of Duty guy and asking him, right? It's a lot less intimidating. And you don't, at the same time, you almost don't take yourself seriously. You're like, okay, like you feel okay with making mistakes. You feel okay with kind of tripping up on your words.
Right.
But at the same time, you're growing in that. And so every single conversation that you have with a piece of toast with Nutella on them, or an actual whatever it might be, right? Whatever avatar they are, like you're growing in that, and you honestly like do feel like the Spirit working through you, and like, oh yeah, like I am preaching the gospel right now, like I am sharing my testimony right now. And so
what do you
on the
think?
other side of that?
Go ahead, Dari. I'll say my question. You go ahead.
On the other side of that, like not only are you growing, but I feel like people are more open to talk. Like in real life, there's time constraints. If you're talking to someone, it's probably in public. They're probably there for a reason. Not a lot of people are just in public for no reason anymore. Like we have phones, we have homes, we have places to veg. And so like we're either on the way there, or we're on the way to work or to buy food or something. And so it's really hard to get someone to stop and be like, oh yeah, I'll sacrifice my time to talk to you right now. Not impossible. Obviously, we've seen a lot of people get saved doing that, but it's so much easier when someone's in a space that they're already intentionally supposed to be in, and like they're just there to talk. Like a lot of these chat rooms, like people are there to talk to people, and there's not like a an agenda, really. Like they're goofing
Mhm.
off. And so if you bring
Yeah.
up an interesting question or you ask them something, or you want to share with them, like usually people will entertain it a lot easier because they don't have that constraint of I'm going somewhere or I'm
Mhm.
preoccupied, my time is taken up, and they'll entertain you and that question more often than not. It seems like, of course, you're still going to get people that like kind of blow you off, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like it's pretty easy to start conversations with people there.
Yeah. Yeah. People are super open. People are super open. It's just like I think the one big thing is also like they're they're not there to like hear the gospel. They're there to like have fun and to relax and to
Mhm.
chill out. Or even like that's why it's like so much that's why sharing the gospel at like work or something is like a little bit easier than like talking to someone on the street. Because you're there
Mhm.
for a reason. Like you're there for
Yeah,
another reason and they're gonna be there for who knows how long, right? You're gonna have a shift with them every day or something, right?
absolutely.
So like when it's like a chat room or like a VR server or a Discord server, like you're both on like the computer, you're both on the couch, or you're both doing something in your
Hmm.
home. And so there's not really like a pressure. It's just like a really free conversation that you can just have.
Yeah. Do you think there's? I'd be curious. Like, is there any, or what are like the downsides to online evangelism?
Ooh, I have one.
Like, yeah, the first one that comes to mind is I'm wondering if because you're not face to face, somehow it affects the humanity of evangelism,
Hmm.
where there's something about like I don't know, talking to a person in the flesh, right? Obviously, there's more respect
Hmm.
that is shown. You're not gonna like that. I mean,
Yeah.
some people yell at people, but for the by and large, there's like you're gonna be nicer. You're gonna be like I don't know, more attentive to how you're speaking. The flip side of that, maybe the bad side of that, would be like people might just be polite and be like, "I'll listen to you, but I don't really care." Whereas online, they can just maybe move on faster and it's not as emotional or like
Hmm.
personal. But yeah, I just wonder. Like, I wonder if the humanity of evangelism and the gospel is affected by that. That'd be something interesting. Or like
Yeah.
the praying, like laying your hands on someone while you're praying is a really powerful thing. That maybe the Spirit works through. So maybe that, if you were praying to someone, would be impacted. Obviously, the Holy Spirit can do whatever He wants.
Hmm.
Those are some of the initial thoughts I have about that. I'd like to hear your guys' comments. And Derry, you said you had one as well, so I'd be curious about what that would be. Obviously, Danny, if you have some as well.
For sure.
I'll let Danny go answer that.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about that too, about how some people kind of don't take, I don't know. When I think of like online stuff, and I mean we've had conversations about this in the past of like what like society's coming to when it comes to like humans and like like the like what's the word, like dehumanizing somebody, or
Mm.
just like not taking like not seeing people as humans, right? Not seeing them as somebody with like a soul, um, and taking that idea of like okay, like these are people with a soul. Like when you're in evangelism, like in real life, you can recognize like this is an actual person. They have a soul. Like Jesus like died for this person and desires a relationship with this person. And I think it's really easy to for people to look at online evangelism, online evangelism, and not see it with those same eyes because you're talking to a human on the other side of that screen, right? And like knowing that like okay, like seeing it as like yeah, like this person, like Jesus loves this person, Jesus died for this person, Jesus desires a relationship with this person, right? And so I think the temptation is to not take evangelism that's online as serious as like evangelism somewhere else. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Hmm. I was gonna say no to Ethan's question. Like I don't, at least in myself, I haven't experienced that really.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think similar to what Danny was saying, if you're not talking to the person live, obviously text form and making videos, people can be much ruder because you're not like face to face with the person. And so there can be like if it's an argument and it's like
Mm,
sort of like an apologetics kind of based evangelism and someone already has something they believe and you're trying to argue against it or show them like the proofs for Christianity, 100% it can get heated. And I've seen people call each other names probably more than they don't online, like over those arguments. So
Yeah.
that for sure is a danger, 100%. But when you're talking to someone like in a live chat, I don't know. I'm always very aware that I'm talking to a person. I've never like had any of those like non-human perspectives kind of come in, like dehumanizing perspectives be there at all. Maybe other people would. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm just wondering if, like, for the person doing the evangelism, if I'm looking at an avatar, that's not the person that bears the soul. It's representative of them. So that was one of the questions. Not so much for, like, the person receiving the gospel, but more so the person doing evangelism. I don't know. The question is also, like, is there any downsides to any evangelism? Like, if someone is hearing the gospel and they're being convicted of their sin, is there any way that that's bad? It's kind of like a question where I'm like, maybe it's not a problem. With the like making videos,
bad ways of doing it, yeah, but
well, yeah, you can be like screaming, berating things at people and making them feel bad. Sure, yeah. But even some people get converted to that by that. So it's it's like, is it like people gain souls by doing that? It's like I wouldn't do it.
Probably turn a lot of people off by doing it too, though.
Maybe.
Same argument.
Maybe, but it's like.
100%.
You know, if you're going out fishing and you're like, I only caught one fish instead of caught 100 fish, it's like, you still caught a fish. And so,
yeah, but maybe you showed 100 fish that they should never trust fishermen.
I feel like people are, one evangelist isn't going to make one person. It's going to be like a stacking of events to do that. I wouldn't condone someone being berating.
A stack of events that did that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not defending people who are berating street preachers who are not loving. I'm just saying there are testimonies of people getting converted from that. So you can't just totally outright dismiss it. Probably not the best. Probably not the most effective.
I was listening to like a street preacher. I get a lot of street preachers on Instagram like that post their highlights and stuff. It's honestly like a really popular thing right now. Kind of funny that it's coming back. I saw this one guy. I'm not gonna actually get into it, but it was
get into it.
I like it. A little controversial, but one guy I was watching. He was pretty hardcore, like definitely Reformed Calvinist, and he was spitting some facts. Like the way he was saying, I was like, yeah, like I was a sinner, like I was deserving of hell, like, and it is by the grace of God that I even have the opportunity to be saved. Like the things he's saying are right. But to someone who's not ready to hear it, like it sounds terrible, which of course he can say whatever he wants. And it's probably good that he's out there doing it. He wasn't a mean guy. And so there's a difference between that guy and like someone who's intentionally being mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. People have even gotten saved from the intentionally mean guy.
Yeah, I think the reason I'm just playing devil's advocate with it is I think sometimes we are overly concerned with like, oh, is someone going to be offended by this? And it's like, the answer is yes. Like they will be offended. So yeah, don't be offensive intentionally. Don't like, I'm going to be offensive. Like that's pride. That's your ego. That's ungodly. Don't do that. But also don't be afraid to say like, hey, like you need a savior. You are not right. You're not living right. That is offensive. Like telling someone their whole life is wrong and every decision they make is not godly and needs to, not every decision, but like their whole existence as a being is in rebellion to God is offensive. So it's like, you can't get away from that, but there are nice ways to do it. And of course, I think it's probably better to have like a way to have a type of relationship before you say that. So that's why I'm not like the biggest fan of type of street preaching, but like, you know, different cultures receive it differently, I guess. But one thing I was thinking about as well, like the talking head type evangelism, like you were talking about dairy, like people can get mean in the comments and call each other names. I genuinely was like, oh my gosh, like after those two videos blew up and I saw the comments, I was so grossed out that I genuinely, and like still I'm like, would I ever actually want to be a content creator if this is what it's like? Like I don't want, like, is it worth me creating a place for people to fight? Like I might think I have like things that are good to say and people might have like, I could have a thought that might help someone, but I'm like, but if this is the result that people are just disgusting towards each other and they're apparently all Christians yelling at each other and it's embarrassing, I'm like, I don't know if I want to be a place to have embarrassing Christians embarrass us in the comments. I'm like, it's kind of difficult in that capacity.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But yeah, all in all, I'm not sure about
that's super normal for online discourse. Like, you just can't read the comments a lot of the time because people are just stupid.
Yeah. At the same time, I think of like passages like in Acts where Paul what's it? When he goes into what is it? The Decapolis, right? And they
Mm.
have a massive riot and they get carried out and thrown out and stoned, right?
I've been there.
That happens in the comments
Like
of all of our videos.
yeah, like like it's really like any different. I think. Well, it's really different, but like you're gonna have these. What I'm trying to say, like you're gonna have these arguments. Like you're gonna have this conflict, this friction, no matter what,
Mm.
with people anywhere you go. Like yeah, it's just you're being offensive. Like the gospel's offensive. You're being offensive.
Mm.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Telling me to change. I don't want to.
It's like, on one hand, it's like, yes, we need to not worry about being offensive. And so we just need to speak the truth in love and boldness and let the chips fall
Yeah.
where they may. And on the other
Mhm.
hand, you're like, the ortho bros take that way too far. And they're like, oh, I can be offensive? They get excited. They're like, I get to be offensive? And it's like, you don't want to be, you don't want to go so far that you're offensive that you
Yeah.
are like making Christians look bad.
yeah,
But yeah,
no, for sure.
that's hilarious.
For sure. And that's even like one of the reasons that I started doing like the Discord like Bible studies is because I saw these like high schoolers who were trying the best with what they knew and what they had. And I also honestly at that point didn't really know much, but I knew that I could help in some way. And so it's just like stepping in and being like, hey, like being humble about it, being really humble about it. Like you need to really, really check your heart before you do anything. But going in and like helping, and of course that's more of like a personal one-on-one thing. That's not really like going into comments and like educating people, because then you're just adding fuel
It's probably a better way
to
to do it, though.
dumpster fire. But yeah,
Yeah. That's good.
I know we've had a lot of interactions with people online that have led to people getting saved or seeds planted and stuff like that. I don't know if we have any stories we want to share at all or anything. I know just from like our videos alone, like our videos are a form of evangelism. They're more educational, like in like what they're trying to do, but our audience, like who we're trying to reach, oftentimes are people who don't believe the same thing that we do. Like it's the things you don't hear in church. So the people who are attracted to a page called The Things You Don't Hear in Church usually don't like going to church because either they heard something there or didn't hear something there that they didn't like, or they're just like they didn't grow up in church and like, oh, this sounds like a, you know, like a spiritual kind of alternative source.
yeah,
And then it's a car
because of
show.
Yeah, it really could be anything that you don't hear in church. It could be whatever we want it to be. We can switch up the content tomorrow if we wanted to. It would still be out
Yeah,
of
I
the
don't-
We're still
I
in
don't
our
remember hearing
niche.
this in church.
Yeah.
Start talking about the stock market.
Yeah, literally.
Stocks.
Had a day trade meme coins.
crazy.
But anyways, I forgot what I was gonna say there.
You're talking about our
Yeah.
channel being evangelistic, even though it's educational.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And-
so we've had people in the comments that we've been able to talk to. I remember one kid specifically, like he listened to an episode that we had about homosexuality, and he commented and then DM'd us. And I started DMing him, and I sent him a bunch of voice messages, and he sent voice messages back, and we started having this conversation about like what it means to be a Christian and to like be gay and all that kind of stuff. And eventually he was like, yeah, I think I want to become a Christian, and that like God's gonna help me deal with like these desires and stuff. And he became a Christian, and I thought it was really cool. And that happened a lot in our podcast through Instagram. Mostly was where I'd interact with people because it's more normal to have like DM conversations. It's harder to like give out your phone number to someone or your email or something on YouTube or like in the YouTube comment section. I don't think I've actually ever had like a good conversation with someone in the YouTube comment section of a video before that wasn't already like a fan of the podcast.
Yeah, the
But it's
comments
happened on
suck.
Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I try
literally,
to.
I know Instagram is known for like the racism, but you can have sometimes productive conversations on Instagram, whereas on YouTube it's just like a dumpster fire and bots the whole time.
Yeah. It's awful.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing, is like recognizing, like, I remember I was talking to my boss like last year when I worked in Oregon about some of the comments, and he's like, dude, you're arguing with 13-year-olds. And I was like, you're right. I imagine these guys as full-grown 30-year-olds who are like mature. And so that at that moment I was like, well, they're all 13 in my mind. And now I'm like, everyone's a bot. Like, I'll tell them to their face, like, I'll say like, you have
They're
got to be a bot.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I'm not a bot. But
Yep.
yeah, it definitely DMs is way better. People are like, yeah, if they feel you're genuine. But yeah, the YouTube comment sections. I'll sit there for a bit, but man, it's exhausting sometimes.
Yeah. But it's honestly so easy to have good conversations with people online. For people who are like trying to get started or interested in getting started, for real, just go and like download Roblox. Is Roblox free? It's free, right?
Yeah, you do Roblox,
Yeah.
you do VR chat, you can whatever
Mhm.
you want. Just look it up.
Download one of these mediums, and you don't have to talk about God. Just go on for 10 minutes to one and just join a chat room that has a topic and just talk to a couple people about whatever the topic is. And you kind of familiarize yourself with, okay, like this is easy. Like I'm talking to human beings online, not that hard. And then as you're talking to them, you can start to share like what's important to you. You can
Yeah.
share your testimony. And then if you want to, you can just do straight up evangelism where you can just walk around to people in the chat room and be like, hey, do you want to talk about Jesus? Like this is what I want to talk about.
Mhm.
You want to talk about God? And it's really good conversation with people. And in it, as in any evangelism, you're going to run into questions you don't know, and you can look them up and get
On the
back to the
spot.
person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or you can look them on the spot.
Stick a monitor.
100% too. Got chat up, stick a monitor.
Hey, chat.
It's
Yeah.
audio listening to the conversation, telling you how to respond. Ethan, you had something.
Yeah, no, I was just making jokes about the AI having the bot up. But ChatGPT's been wrong too much for me to verify it, to trust it on the fly. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, from it's like all
For
about
real.
like all evangelism is going to be difficult in the beginning and nerve-wracking because your faith is a very personal thing and it's nerve-wracking and scary to kind of put yourself out there in that way. But one, we're commanded to do it. And two, if you're a Christian, you have the Holy Spirit and you're going to be fine. Like, you know, if it's uncomfortable and you hate it, you can just disconnect. You can just log off.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm done.
True.
You know, and so you can definitely, it's a muscle you got to work. It's a muscle you got to grow. You're not going to be a pro immediately, but it's definitely the fact that we're all commanded to evangelize, and that's a medium to evangelize. That's very attainable. Then do it, and maybe not even like maybe you don't even have to. If you don't like, I don't play Roblox. Like, I'm sorry, boys. Like, I'm not going to download Roblox. There's just nothing in me that cares about it. About
If you cared
Roblox.
about people's eternal souls, you could.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are
You
there.
don't love people?
I'll go on Instagram Live or something like that, or YouTube Live eventually.
Yeah.
True.
And so I guess what I mean about the human element is like I can tell if I spend enough time like even talking to people online. In my soul, I feel like, man, I need to get around humans again, like people in the flesh. Like I need to go like serve at a food pantry or something to like to see that. And so that's why I think like, you know, don't maybe do online evangelism as like a intro to evangelism and keep doing it if the Lord blesses it. But maybe let that transfer into like real life evangelism where you're talking to coworkers, you're serving at your church, you're doing something with your actual body that requires you to be present. And you can't like, cause it's easy because you're hiding behind a camera or a screen. And maybe that's good to get started, but it's probably not good to stay there. For the Christian.
I don't think that's true. I think there's a wide range of people who could never be reached outside of their home because they work at home. Like you could catch them for 5 minutes while they go to the store, but like they just live inside. Like so many people, for example, no one's having sex anymore. No one's going out to bars anymore. Like everyone is sitting inside and watching shows, playing games. Like there's just a multitude of people.
I don't know what bars you're going
living
to.
life.
Like going to my bars.
Like a lot of people are just sitting inside and like they can't be reached unless we reach them through the medium that they're on already. The medium they're on are games and chat rooms.
Yeah,
and
I'm not saying don't do
kind of
that
stuff.
or don't stop doing that. I'm saying don't let that be the only thing, or don't let that be where you like keep doing it. But for the Christian doing evangelism, you need to be in front of people because you're probably not doing evangelism person to person because it scares you, and you probably should grow past that. And so for the individual growth, like it's like if someone got to the gym and they, I don't know, were only ever doing a machine or never did deadlifting because they're scared. And I'm like, at some point you should probably just deadlift. At some point, just do back squat. Like you can't stay away from the hard thing because it's scary. You gotta eventually just go do it. And you know, you can't live in fear. And I think that people would do online evangelism and then make an excuse like, oh, I don't have to do evangelism in person because I do it online. And the reality is, it's like, they're just scared. And so I'm not
Yeah.
saying that, yeah, of course, people are never going to leave their house. They need to be reached there. There's also people who need to be reached outside. So if we're going to, do that.
I don't think anyone who seriously did online evangelism, like as a practice, would be afraid to do it in real life. Like,
I'd hope not.
once you get good at something like that, it transfers so easily over to real life that I just don't think that they would be that scared of it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking of like could
Maybe
be
initially.
possible.
Yeah.
And they could do that.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to get started on online evangelism, where would you say would be the best place to start? You guys, you think like it depends on the individual how they want to do it, or
Yeah. I think it depends. I think I would say if somebody was asking me, it'd be like, go on Discord, find like a Christian server or something. Like, just get comfortable with it. Comfortable to talking to people online. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It may seem like silly to some people, but this is genuinely like where a lot of people spend a lot of their time.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there's people now who they don't have to leave their house at all. At all.
There was a couple days in my busy season where I didn't leave my house. Like we left like we walked out of the the house for like going to the store, and I looked at Laura. I was like, I haven't been out of the house since we went to small group, and it was like that was on Tuesday, and it was like a Friday, and I was like, I've not left this apartment in days.
A lot of people have online jobs, and their friends are online, and Costco does free delivery a lot of the time. Whatever store they go to, they could pay a little bit to have their groceries delivered. Like everything is at home, and so there's really not like that many reasons to leave. So online evangelism is pretty necessary.
I didn't know Costco did free delivery because I've been seeing my neighbors get Costco delivered boxes, and I'm like, it's like 10 minutes away. I'm like, really? Just go down the street.
I'm pretty sure a lot of time it's free.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think it maybe is like over a certain dollar amount or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I just looked it up. It's free delivery on non-perishable items over $75.
And it is hard to catch people in real life that are not college age, I feel like, because you can easily go to a university where people are hanging out, and that is where like, oh yeah, they're walking by, they're hanging outside, I can go to the university. But like, I don't know where I'd go. You could go to a bar and talk to people one-on-one in a bar, but like usually at a bar, people have with their friends, I've never done bar evangelism, but yeah, it doesn't seem like, I'm like, where would you reach a 30-year-old outside of online? I don't know what the answer to that would be.
Pool hall.
Yeah, you could go to pool. You could play pool. I played pool with a couple of guys out of the bar. Didn't get into religious conversations, unfortunately. They got in a fight and I had to break it up. But
crazy.
Yeah, you could do a pool. Maybe you could sit out at like a park and with like a sign. I want to try that, like with the actual sign that says like, I don't know, ask me your questions about God or something like that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, my friend are doing that again soon. I've done that a lot in the past.
It's hard in the winter because no one goes outside. That's actually a good point too for online evangelism.
It'd be funny to see you just sitting in the snow, like by yourself, freezing.
Yeah, I am once again asking you to talk to me. So with that's probably another good reason to do online evangelism is that the people when you have winter, it's a great way where people are going to be to get them because they're not going to be outside.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
All in all, evangelism is very important in general. And online evangelism especially is like such an easy way to get into it and such a needed way to do it. Like, I honestly think it's better than face-to-face evangelism just because it's, unless you know the person, I think online evangelism is better than street evangelism because it's so hard to find a medium where people are just hanging out and you can share with them. Like usually when you're doing street evangelism, people are going somewhere. It's just hard to get them to talk to you. You gotta, for one, live in a city. Like a lot of people don't live in cities or places where people are just like chilling and hanging out, right? And other times you gotta like disturb what they're doing. Like you gotta come up to them while they're eating or something like that, or doing an activity. And it's harder. There's more barriers to entry. Whereas online evangelism is just such an easy, like, You can go to the space and do the thing the person's already doing and easily share with them, and you're in. And you like their guard is already down because they already chose to be here, and they're already trying to have conversations with people. So I don't know. It just seems like such a good opportunity that not a lot of people are taking. And of course, there's a lot of people doing it for content, right? Like there's a lot of really smart people that are doing online evangelism, online debate kind of things on like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok Live, which are super cool too. Those are a great medium as well. Those are a little more academic, I feel like, than interpersonal, but they're still really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's loads of fun. Like online evangelism is tons and tons of fun. Like whenever you want, just pull it up. Like if you have like, there's been times when I've had like 30 minutes for just like an awkward 30 minutes of my schedule where like I finished something early and I didn't think I'd have this time. I can quickly just like, hey, I'm gonna play a video game. Might as well load something up, and like if I have the opportunity to evangelize, I will. Right? It's just like when you're going out and running your errands, and going to the post office, going to the grocery store, going to like on your way to get a cup of coffee or something, right? It's just fun. Like it's you're loading a video game, right? So
pretty cool. Any other thoughts, boys?
I guess Danny, is there any people that you know online that you would recommend people to watch to get started? Like, people already doing it that are streamers or something like that you could be like, oh yeah, these are good examples, or maybe it's not out there yet.
I don't know any current ones. I know probably at the height of COVID, there's an example of this pastor from Colorado who would stream on Twitch and actually like do evangelism online on different games like Apex and Call of Duty and Fortnite and games like that. And then also on other days, like do a sermon prep and like stream a sermon prep. And people would watch and people would do that. And so I don't know any at the top of my head, but I know they're definitely out there. And I know it's definitely really easy to just search up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess probably some last closing thoughts would be like, yeah, if you're scared or nervous, just ask God to give you boldness and strategy, and then just do it. It's kind of like, this is a very niche reference that not many people will understand or get, but like Think Media is a YouTube channel that helps YouTube channels grow. And they always say, you just got to press record. Like, you're going to be scared, but you just got to press record. And so you just got to get in there and press stream or enter chat or whatever.
You just got to download VR chat. You just got to download Roblox. Like,
you just got to buy the Apple glasses, the massive expensive
Apple Vision.
You just got to buy the Apple Vision for a couple $100s.
Yeah.
That's $1,000, I think.
Yeah, you can find a VR headset on Marketplace for like less than $100.
True.
Yeah. Load it up, download VR chat. It's totally free. Start talking to people.
Easy. You have no excuse.
Yeah, I don't think you have an excuse.
Could be fair.
Just make it a challenge for yourself.
Unless you have no internet.
There's internet cafes. You can go to libraries.
Cafes.
Ooh.
Even if you can't speak, you can type. What's that? Who's that comedian who can't really? He's got the comedian's got a disability and he's got all the jokes and he's always really funny.
No idea.
Oh, you guys are missing out. This he kills it.
You're missing out on Roblox evangelism, bro. That's what you're missing out on.
It's really the graphics. I just hate the graphics.
I promise if Ethan did it once, he'd be hooked.
You would love it. Just load up any game. Just name the game. Call of Duty, whatever you want. Load up.
I do want to get a PlayStation. I do want to get a 360. No, Danny, I don't own anything. I have Minecraft. And I only had the server that you paid for. And now I have nothing.
Yeah. Evangelize to each other.
Yeah. But also, like, just naturally, I'm not a gamer. So it's just like I never play video games. So
yeah.
I got to find more ways to do it.
Start streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, I might, or I would want to do like, I was even thinking like, we're talking about like, we have no excuse. And I'm like, when in my schedule could I fit in some live streaming on YouTube, or like the podcast could do something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to figure it out. 2026, new year, new evangelism strategies, same gospel.
Same gospel.
Boom.
That's right.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
it is.
I think we just made a podcast.
guys,
301.
absolute cinema.
All right. See you guys next week.
All
Cheers.
right.